Hello everyone, Dave again, Black Label Painting. So tonight I will be working on my Achilles here. I'm going to work on my Achilles plus a couple other tanks. I got a Spartan and a couple rhinos beside me as well. Tonight I'll be doing the base for my Imperial Fist. I've actually had a few people ask me what all I use to get my yellows and how I apply them. So these are the mid colors that I use. I also use Streaking Grime. And then I will throw a little bit of the oil brusher in there. What's the name on this color? Rust, obviously. For some hints of rust here and there. So I will be using my Badger Extreme 105. Pressure setting, I don't really have a pressure setting per se. I just, whatever feels right. I don't, a lot of people talk about how they use a certain pressure, and I have no set pressure. 1 second, I'm working on check something real quick before we get to rolling. Well, anyways, all right. So like I said, I'll just, whatever pressure feels right for me at the time. There's no magic number, no magic PSI that I use. Okay, so I've got my handy dandy water bottle here. Got to have that. Use the fire out of that. I have got some paper towels and good old-fashioned catch can. These are all the things I'm using. I'm gonna go ahead. I don't know that anybody would be curious about what I'm using, but these are pretty much all that I'm going to be using tonight. Like I said, I'm going to be working on the base. I'm going to try to keep this around about an hour. So depending on what time you jump in here, I had this scheduled to start at 6:30. So try to wrap it up around 7:30 Central Time. So without further ado, let's get on it. All right, first off, I'm going to start out with the medium rust. Give me a couple drops in there. Now, I like to fling my brush around here and there, so I'm going to put a cap on it. If anyone picks up a Badger, a new Badger Patriot Extreme by chance, or any of the Badger 105s or such like that, they'll come with these caps, and these are just like caps they put on after they assemble the airbrush and they put it in the packaging. I keep mine just for this reason. There's a hole in there. It helps it with the venting and such. So I'm going to first grab me a paper towel. Check how my color's looking, making sure we're good on that. I have also, where did it go? There it is. All right. I'm going to use a turntable. Just so I don't have my freaking rubber gloves. I ran out of rubber gloves. It's a travesty. Okay. So I'll usually start at the top of the model with my bases and work my way down. I'm not going to go all the way to the end. It's not going to be 100% complete coverage, but I'll get it pretty close. So we'll just get into it. It doesn't have to be 100% solid coverage. Same principle as brush work. Thin coats. Several thin coats, like Duncan says. Duncan is the man. But you'll notice just working it down at an angle. Now you see, I've left some of the black down there, and that'll come in a little bit later when we get to the weathering and such. So we'll start up here at the top. Of course, the top of the model is where the color is going to be the brightest. Oops. Gotta put this on here. I'm leaving this out just to make it easier to paint the model. Some people like to assemble their whole models and then play with them unpainted. I prefer to play with my shit painted. Oops. I'll try not to judge you if you play with your stuff unpainted, but come on now. You got to paint your stuff. Don't be that guy. As I'm fighting with this stupid lid. Maybe with these videos, if you're on my Patreon, these videos will help you to become a closer. I will be doing a lot more live feeds after the holidays. My full-time job has just really been kicking my face in. I work for FedEx whenever I'm not on the other end of an airbrush. So this is definitely the time of year where things are nice, crazy busy. Normally, I would leave this off in assembly. I bought this tank already assembled and then ripped it apart and put the Sagittar tracks on it and then ripped some more pieces off of it. But normally, I would leave these off in assembly and then do them separately. I think I've already ran through some paint. Yep. Time to refill her back up. And paint some more happy yellow. I do paint the underside of my tanks. Just me. I like to. If I'm going to paint something, might as well go full ham on it. This is going to be for my Decepticon army. So I definitely feel like I need to paint this thing 100%. I don't get to spend much time on my own projects because I'm usually pretty tied up with client stuff. Not complaining. Super grateful. Very thankful. Because I'm happy to have every single client that I have. Now, back onto the other side. We're almost to the point where we're ready to do a color change. Now, since I'm blending all these colors on this same vehicle, I'm not going to worry about cleaning the airbrush out so much. I'm just going to go from one color to the next. Just check my coverages. Make sure everything is the way I want it. All right. Now, turn it around. Let you get a look at this side. Of course, I'm going to hit, well, let me hit some more of this first. So, there's my yellow base as a whole on the whole tank. This is step one. Step two. Step one is primer. But step two. See how much we got left. Oh, we got a good little amount left. So instead of wasting that, I've still got a little bit more left. I'm going to go ahead and do another tank. Set this one to the side. That's why it's always good to have some, if you're working on stuff, just to have at least one more. In this instance, if you're going to be spraying a tank, you know, it's kind of hard to judge sometimes. But if you've got another tank that you're going to be working on the same army, why not have it sitting beside ready to go? Just in case, because I would rather use this paint than throw it away or waste it. So lay down some color on the old Spartan here. I hope that everyone can see exactly what I'm doing. There's no real method to my madness. Just get it in there. Just get you a couple thin coats on and keep on rolling. Now, once I run out of this paint in here, I'll go ahead and transition over to my next color. I just got these other tanks sitting around to soak up any excess paint instead of wasting it. Then I'm actually getting usage out of it. So I might swap between tanks. Might not seem like much, but this paint over time gets expensive. All right, so we're run out. Not 100% done on that, but again, didn't want that paint to go to waste. So, well, that sucks. Just broke some tracks. Oh well, I'll fix those later. It's not a big deal. So now we're going to go on to our next color, which is light rust. Now again, I'm just going to drop it right in there on top of the other color. It's okay, because it's got something I got to blend anyhow. So I'll take my paper towel, run a little bit out until I get my next color. There we go. So now, same principle, just going to patches here and there. It ain't got to be 100% solid coverage. We want to see the difference. We want to see the difference in the colors throughout the tank, especially on top here. There's going to be a lot of light variation on the top. Whoa, don't blow off. Take you off now. Now, onto the sides. You don't have to completely do it all the way down. Like I went about halfway down, stopped, jumped down here, did some spots. Did some spots over here. Look for the high raised edges. It doesn't have to be uniform. Just going to get the color on there in stages. There's a little bit of damage. I'm going to incorporate that into the paint, so that's no big deal. Again, this is like a eBay rescue type deal. And there goes the tracks. Wah, 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 wah. Oh well, not a big deal. Can be fixed. Not the end of the world. Yeah, of course. Touched it in the same spot over there and broke that one off. I didn't have these glued on very well, so I don't want anyone to take a look at that and think that there might be any issues with the Sagittar kit, which there's not. There's nothing. I just didn't glue that all the way, so that's my fault. So work the yellow in some more. Now, turn on its side here. You can see how the transition of the color goes from brightest, mid-tone, and then darkest down the tracks. That's because I didn't do 100% solid coverage whenever I was doing my base. Bring the camera down a little bit more. Maybe I'll make it just so you can see the color variation. Focus. Focus. See, I did one line across the top, a couple lines, backed off the trigger a little bit, come down here, did some lines, did a couple lines, a little bit lower lines down there. As you can see, it's like a dirty mustard look. Like I'm gonna go back here and put some of this back here. These high sides where light would be prevalent. Go in here and hit some more areas. these raised edges, raised spots. I need that back in there. All right. All right, I've got a little bit left. I'm going to dump that on the Spartan. Like I said, just because I don't want this paint to go to waste. And I've got to paint the Spartan anyhow, so. It's going to be in the Fist as well. Part of my 2,500 point list. Yeah. I'll come back to Mr. Spartan later. Just about. Okay, I'm going to run this color out. And then we're going to go into our third and final color. It's just a MIG yellow. Alrighty. So go ahead, drop me some yellow in there. Now this color, you don't have to be, you don't have to do a whole lot of crazy coverage with it, because this is going to be the highlight color. This is going to be the pop color. So we're going to come in at the top. Lay some down right there. Come in at the top, work our way down. Just on the higher parts of the tank. Throw a little bit in there, because I'm going to put a decal right there. You'll get to see me do some decaling as well. I will get this tank all the way through the stages, and then I will, just because I want to be able to do decals and try to at least get one tank to the point where it's almost finished within this time frame. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one a little bit further than the others, and then I'm going to backtrack onto the other tanks and do them. So I'm going to go ahead and mute it and go ahead and hammer down on it real quick. So I'm just about to the point where I'm ready to stop laying yellow on this. And this is pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much as high as I build my yellow up for my Imperial Fist. There's several different ways of doing the yellows for your Imperial Fist. A lot of people out there that's got really good methods that look really well. Well, this is my way. This is how I do it. And it's pretty simple. I like to go for the whole keep it simple, stupid type of deal. It looks way more complicated than what it is. So you'll notice once this thing's half-ass focuses, I hope you can see it very well. Get the light to transition. See, and that's the color we're going. This is the effect we're going for on the yellow. Now again, this is not the finish of the yellow. Obviously, I'm going to come in and do decals, and then I'm going to add the Nectar of the Gods. Once it focuses, come on, I like that. Come on, focus. Oh well, whatever. Streak and Grime from AK Interactive. That's the key to the paint job. Well, that is the secret ingredient to the paint job, I should say. 3 yellows, highlighted, you know, just hit the higher parts of the panels real sporadically. It doesn't have to be 100% uniform, which you'll notice it's not 100% uniform all the way across with all the yellow. So we're going to set this aside, and I'm going to work back on the other tanks and then get them up to this stage. By then, this should be good to do the decals on. All right, so old Mr. Spartan here didn't have enough of the mustard, basically the mustard base, but that's okay because I didn't put a whole lot of that yellow in there, and that will leave me with uh, hardly any waste. Jump over, check something real fast. Check a couple other things. Bear with me, folks. All right, we're going to go back to medium rust. Get that loaded up to go across 3 tanks. Definitely want to have enough. Oh, goodness gracious. Why did that happen? Oh, because the needle was out. Well, that was a rookie mistake. Oof. Yeah, but it happens. All right. Almost got a little bit on there. That would have been very upsetting. All right. Huh. Bear with me, guys. Just checking a couple things, making sure that this is doing what it's supposed to be doing. I started broadcasting a different way than I normally do. Keep this for my Patreon, so I just want to make sure it's going where it's supposed to go. And it's not being a turd. Well, well, I hope this is working. It says I'm live. Again, this is being a little bit of a pain in the butt. That and the fact that I'm not 100% computer savvy. That's a good thing I didn't roll through all this yet, just to make sure I got it right. Oh well. Hopefully it's working. If not, I'm just sitting here talking to myself and painting the tank. Fuck it. So we're going to go back in and get the yellow down a little bit thicker than what we had it before. It was a little too dark. Don't mind it being dark. Just don't want it to be too dark. Notice I've left some of the components off. That was on purpose. I'm going to do some black accent areas on this. Whoa. Started hammering at dawn. Almost out. I'm going to have yellow all over my damn hand. I hate it when I run out of gloves. I completely forget to pick some up. Again, I paint my tanks whole. So we're going to go ahead and transition into the next color. And I'm not really about highlighting the bottom of that too much. As long as the damn base color is on there, it's all that matters, I think. You ain't got to, I mean, you can blow out the bottom side of a tank if you want to. Go right ahead. It's your heresy, buddy. All right. So, pretty much got this where we want it to be. I think I say that, and then I keep finding spots that I want to spray. Which that's okay, because we're out now. That worked out well. And then we're going to go with our final highlight. Again, I'm not putting this in any particular way. I'm just hitting spots, hitting high panels. I'm not uniformly covering everything. There we are. That's the Spartan. Let's see how this color is going to contrast with each other. I started off by doing the inside of this like a sea green. I thought, man, that should contrast pretty damn well. And it does. I have to do some repair work on the inside. No big deal, though. All right. Let me check a few things here on the stream. Make sure it's going good. See how everything is going. Take a short intermission, I guess you could say. Everything is kind of slowed to a crawl on my end. For some reason, stuff is not doing what I want it to do. That's a pain in the butt. All right, well, I'm going to stop for a second. If this is working, people are watching, sorry. I just want to make sure this is right.